Hi friends! What's up? How are you? What's new? How's life? Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I know a lot of people wanted to see this, so here I am talking about what you have to do after you get married. I feel like I only thought about the wedding and then like marriage, but not all of the actual things you have to plan for when you get home from your honeymoon. So this is going to be a very information dense video. Get out your pen, get out your paper, take notes. I will be saying the names of forms and such, especially the name change process, because I just now have gone through most of it. I'm going through the last bit, so it's all fresh on my mind, which is great. So a couple smaller things. The first thing that you should just rip the bandage and do as soon as you get home is write all your thank you notes. I actually found a super cheap thank you note, I should link it below, from Amazon. It's a pack of like 48 and it comes with the notes, it comes with the cool brown envelopes and then stickers to close them, and they're like $11 for 48 thank you notes. So I used that, saved a ton of money, and I sat down on a Sunday, just did them all. And yes, it took about 7 hours, but at least it wasn't hanging over my head anymore. Highly recommend just picking like a weekend and sit down, light some candles, put on some good music, brew some coffee, and just knock them out. Another thing that some people do and some people don't do is combine their bank accounts. That's something Brooke and I wanted to do from the start. We took financial peace together, so we wanted to be on the same page with finances and really be team effort together. And for me, it's almost like another level of intimacy, being able to talk about money openly and share money and all of that. So that's something that we wanted to do. I had Wells Fargo, didn't love it. He had US Bank. Yeah, it's a little bit better for, you know, a big bank. So I closed down all of my accounts. And this is what you're gonna have to do if you decide to combine finances, especially if you're the one closing out your accounts. If you're like me, I had a couple checking accounts, saving accounts, whatever at Wells Fargo, and I had a credit card. I closed down everything except the credit card. Don't close down your credit card because that will hurt your score. Instead, I just changed the automatic payment to Brooke's bank account, which was now my new bank account. Everything else I closed down. You'll get a cashier's check that you can then take to your new bank and deposit there of everything that was left in your bank account from the previous bank. You're going to need to bring your marriage license to your new bank to have proof of marriage, and then also eventually change your name. And you're gonna also need your spouse, because they're gonna have to sign off on combining your bank accounts together, saying that you are also an owner to that bank account. Now, I haven't changed my name at my new bank yet because I'm still waiting for my ID, my driver's license, to come in the mail. They need the name on your bank account to match your ID for security purposes, so right now I still have my old name at that bank till I get my ID. Another thing you could think about doing is meeting with a financial advisor. That's something Brooke and I did. In fact, Dave Ramsey has a website where he picks his favorite financial advisors in your area, and there's some in every area, so I will link that down below too. We met with one, we love her, she's awesome. She helped us set up life insurance. We are going to eventually set up disability insurance, that's down the line, and then talking about different investment funds and our 401ks or our Roth IRAs. Setting up for retirement, saving, investing, all of that. We got all that figured out to be on the same page, because if we get started now, if we start saving and investing now, and especially for retirement, then that growth over the next few years, getting that head start, is gonna be huge. So that was something that was great to get set in stone. Also, life insurance. It's terrible to think about. It's not something you want to think about, but just because we're young doesn't mean we're invincible. Anything could happen, and especially since I'm young now, if anything were to happen to either of us, we are extra sensitive. Now to the part of the video that will take up the biggest chunk, and which I think most people are most interested in, and it is how to change your name. Now, I will let you know, I use a website called Hitch Switch to help change my name. I don't know if it was necessarily worth it. I bought the most expensive package, which was like $100. I think, honestly, if you were to buy the cheapest package, it would pretty much be the same. Mine came with a concierge, which I haven't had to use or need to use, or I don't think that I would ever use. So if you try it, try the cheapest package. Basically, all they do is they print out a list of what you need to do, they print out the forms you need to bring with you, and they fill in the basic information in the forms, which is helpful. Or you could just listen to this video and it's like that information for free. The first thing you're gonna have to do when you change your name is go to the Social Security office. You can't go until you get your marriage license officially in the mail. Different states might be different. I feel like in Texas, they might hand you one when you go actually apply for your marriage license, but in California, it could take around a month to get your marriage license. So once you have your marriage license in hand, you go to the Social Security Administration. You don't need an appointment. I was in and out without an appointment in about an hour, so it's not bad at all. These are the things you need to bring with you. your marriage certificate, a form of ID, so either your license or your passport, and then a form of, like, I don't know what they call it, citizenship or something. So either your passport or your birth certificate. So you're gonna have to bring your passport no matter what. And you have to fill out a form called the SS5. They will have it there for you if you don't want to print it out. You could just search Social Security Administration SS5 online, print it out and fill it out before you get there, whatever you want to do. You just basically give them all those documents and they process it. So you just have to wait in line until it's your turn. But like I said, I was in and out in less than an hour. Then you have to wait for your new Social Security card. That took about another 30 days. So there's a lot of waiting process in between. So as soon as I finally got my Social Security card, it's time to go to the DMV. You can get most of the other essential things done at the DMV, which is great. In Texas, it's called the DPS, not the DMV. I think it's probably a lot easier in other states because I remember when I got my driver's license in Texas when I was 16, there was no line. I just walked in and like did it. California, it's freaking nuts. So I tried to make an appointment. The earliest appointment was in 3 months. So I said, I will just go and wait in line. I stood in line for 2.5 hours before I even got inside. Then I stood in line for another hour and a half. Then I finally got to do everything. That's a side tangent. So if you are patient, make an appointment. It'll help. I wasn't patient. I just wanted to get it all done, get my name changed and forget about it. Yes, I forgot to mention, the Social Security office, it's free. You don't have to pay anything, just so you know. But DMV, you do. To apply for a new license, it was $28. They do require more documents at the DMV. This is what I had to bring. Your marriage certificate, your passport, your new Social Security card with your new name on it, 2 pieces of mail from within the last 30 days that have your current address. So like utility bills, I use tax documents, whatever, and your license. You are given the form there that you need to fill out. You can't print it out ahead of time. And you do all the paperwork, you apply for a new license, you take a new picture, that whole thing. While you're there too, I know a lot of people move when they get married. You can change your address, the exact same form on the computer when you change your name. So that's super easy to do, no price difference. One interesting thing is starting October 2020, there's a new ID that you can use to fly, and it's called the Real ID. So you can go ahead and apply for that now because people do have to go in person to apply for that ID later. So at least you're getting that done way ahead of the game when other people are gonna be scrambling October 2020 if they want one to hurry up and get it. So that's something good. Also, some things that you could do while you're there. Change your title registration. That's a whole nother form. That's not something I did, so I'm a little bit less educated on that. But I do know to change your title of registration, you fill out a form called the REG 256. You can also Google that and print that out and bring that with you. And then also when you apply for your license, it lets you change your voter registration underneath your new name, which is awesome. So you get to do a lot of things at once. I guess it's worth the wait, kind of living hell. That, after it's all said and done, at least to change your license was $28. Might vary state to state, honestly, I don't know. After you do all that, then you have to wait for it, up to 60 more days to get your license. But you're pretty much done. All the big stuff is done. Next, you could apply for a new passport, and you can actually do that via mail. The only reason I haven't done that yet is you have to send in your old passport. And being an actor, we have to have our passport at all times because you could literally book a shoot that films in a different country the next day. So I'm really afraid to do that, and I haven't figured out a way to do that yet without actually sending away my passport. Gonna figure that out. But if you're a normal person that doesn't have to worry about that, this is how you do that. Unfortunately, it is expensive. It costs $110, which is insane. You fill out a form called the DS-82, and you send that with your current passport, your marriage certificate, and they will send that back to you when you're done. And then a check for $110 made out to the US Department of State. And you mail it to the Passport Processing Center. There's different centers depending on what state you live in, so just go ahead and Google it and there should be a mailing address. But they'll process the check, process that form, and then there's several ways to do your photo. And then of course there's lots of little things, but those are a little more self-explanatory, like social media. Like I said, the bank, you just basically take your marriage certificate with you. Work, if you use Hitch Switch, they print out this very basic form that's just a notice of name change. You can make your own, and it's basically you write your old name, your new name, your address, and that's it. Everything else is little and simple, but the government stuff is a little more complicated. So hopefully that helps. It's more of a waiting game than I anticipated, but it's good. I need to work on patience, so it helped me grow as a human. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any other requests, let me know, because I like responding to requests, because I like to know when I'm putting all this work into a video that at least it will help some people and that some people will enjoy watching it. So let me know what you want. I will see you next time. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I love you guys. Bye.